Hello, and welcome to Rolling Out Star Studio. My name is Portia Monique, and today I'll be your host. And we have the absolute pleasure, I'm so excited, guys, the pleasure of speaking with LisaRaye McCoy and Lawrence H. Jacobs. And we're talking about A House Divided. And let me tell y'all something, if y'all haven't been tuning in, this is definitely one of those series that it has everything. It's thrilling. It has the treachery. It has the money. The family got money, y'all. And I love to see series like this where we can be proud of who we are and where we came from, right? So let's go ahead and talk about the Sanders family. House Divided, season 4, first episode premiered on January 13th. New episodes every Thursday. We'll start with you, Lisa. Tell us more about A House Divided and what we can expect from season 4.
You know, I don't want to give it away. I won't, but you know, everything and every reason why people have invested in watching season 1, 2, and 3 is the reason why they're going to stay for 4. The cliffhangers are incredible because the cliffhangers are designed for you to hang on so you can wait till the next episode. And with that being, what's being said here is that we're not far from giving you the drama and the twist of this family here and what they're trying to, how they operate and what they're trying to accomplish, because each person have a different stake involved in why they're doing what they're doing. So therefore you're involved in each character. And it's something about no matter how bad the character is, once you understand what they fighting for, you like, well, go on get it then. You know what I'm saying? See how you gonna do it, So even for me and my character, Alexis, the reason why I first came in season 1 as a cameo, and the reason why I'm now a main character, is the reason why you are waiting to see why I'm there. And for my character, it is turned a little bit, or deepened, I'll say a little bit, because she really does love Cameron. There's really a history with them. And there's really such a relationship with them that binds them as friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'll see in season 4 that they're ride or die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he's found out some things about his ex, Carissa, that has made his eyebrow raise. And so now he's like, oh, I thought it was going to be you, but now I know it's not going to be you. And it might be you, Alexis, but let me see. I don't know really what. So episode after episode, we're trying to ante up the stakes to show him, I could be your ride or die.
Yeah.
I can be it because it's you and I, Cameron. You and I, we gotta fight, you know what I mean? And so you feel like, well, is she acting, or is she real, or is she invested? Is she not? What is it? And so I'm taking you through a journey of a woman's life that's really trying to survive, if she has to survive on her own, if she does not get him.
Yeah. And we'll touch on that in a bit, because I noticed that throughout, like, I love your chemistry on screen, but I noticed you was like big up in him, like, baby, we gonna make it, we gonna be all right, I love you, it's you and me. So we're gonna touch on that in a second.
Okay.
So Lawrence, tell us about season 4. What can we expect?
I mean, again, we don't want to give it away, but I can tell you that it's going to be more scandalous, going to be deceit, there's going to be some evil, there's going to be some violence, there's going to be some unexpected love turns through the characters. I can even say, without giving it away, between myself and LisaRaye's character, you're going to see a sincere development of two people who generally love each other, but trying to find a way to make it work with the situation and the pressure that they're under. So those discoveries are starting to come about, slow but sure, in the show. And for me, even more, not even more so, but there's some emotional ranges that I get to show that I don't show in the prior episodes or the prior seasons. So you're gonna see some tears coming out my eyes. You're gonna see me losing it, a little bit out of just emotional heart rate and wanting to make things right and have answers. So I'm not afraid to cry.
All right. Good. Yeah. Okay. So LisaRaye, so I love how your character Alexis is a take charge woman, right? She knows what she wants. She's gonna figure out how to get it. She keeps her man on track, focused on the future, right? You play a strong character, and we know that you, like I said, we just touched on it. You big up him a lot. You say, baby, we gonna make it. I'm here for you. It's you and I against the world. Tell us more about that character.
I think the writer and producer, creator of the show, Dan Garcia, he's done very well with writing this character, but our jobs is to breathe the life in the words and the performance, And so that's what gets the audience invested in who's playing this and how you're portraying it or whatever. But, this character, Alexis, is not far-fetched from any other woman that has a man that is wealthy, distinguished, you know what I mean? And we really want to be with someone that's smart and someone you can build with. So Alexis sees all of this in this man, but she also knows that he's broken because he lost his wife, which was my sister. I'm pushing his significant other out the way, you know what I mean, in the house together, you know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to prove to him that I could be the one. So with that, if he's weak, that's when the woman has to stand up and be strong and push her man up. Whether it's authentic or authentic to what she's trying to get, it's still authentic. She still needs to do that to be able to get to where she needs to get to. And so if he falls, then she falls. So she's smart enough to know that can't happen. So for whatever reason, she gonna keep bigging him up. It goes to and works towards why this relationship works, because when he does fall weak, then he looks to her to see if there's anything that she can do to be able to say to him to bring him back around, because ultimately he's the dynasty. You know what I mean? He is holding everything in his hand. So I can't let him fall. So therefore, I don't believe that Alexis will. We become ride or die in season 4. And you will see what I mean by watching episode after episode. But they are sharing more secrets together than not, which binds them more closer together.
Yeah, I love it. And I was taking notes. I said, let me write that down because that's some good ass game right there. She said, let me tell you what she said. She said, you got a real woman by your side. No more little girl games. I'm here for you. I said, that's what I need to be doing, ain't it? Like in real life.
Because Carissa is younger than me. So that's my game I play. You know what I mean? My game is, sweetheart, baby, sit down. And let me show you how to do it, okay? Because you thought you had him, but let me show you what you was lacking and missing. Watch this. And I go in for the kill like a black widow spider.
Watch this.
Yes. I was like, let me write that down because I need to start incorporating that in my life for real.
Okay,
for real. Now, Lawrence, so tell us more about your character as well. We see season 4, episode 1 open up with you, let's just say, contemplating a real life-changing decision, right? Bring us up to speed and tell us more about your character.
What's happening out of in this new season 4, and with the Cameron Sanders character that I play, is happening, in my take of it, is that you're starting to see him get more to his inner truth of who he is as a person, as opposed to what is expected of him. He's a provider, he's a protector, he's put into a situation to take over a great, weight of responsibility that you didn't want, but he's trying to handle it. But he also feels strongly for Alexis. That's a true thing. How do you make that work? He has his kids that he loves, especially his daughter, Stephanie, his youngest. His daughter, he has a real tight bond with her, and that's starting to falter a little bit. So it starts to really tax who he is as a man, as well as being a provider and being responsible. So the ventures of where I'm going with that, and displayed, is that you're going to start to see a little more venom sneak out of him, or unexpected, reactions. And so sometimes it can even borderline of being, we might call, violent. And so it's exciting to play, but it's also, for me, a lot of it, I took it inside and made it emotional. I made it emotionally wrenching and emotionally almost erupting, or wanted to erupt. That's my take on it. I mean, for me as an actor, that's a good experience to play. And it's not the obvious way to go. You can obviously go like, but what's that getting? But if you come with it easier, people discover it, the audience becomes part of it with you. So those kind of discoveries are coming out of camp, did happen, and we'll be able to see some of those things going on. So when there's a 5th season, he can be punching.
Right.
So there you go.
We're going to speak that into existence in the 5th season. Okay. Now, playing strong characters is a wonderful representation for our community, right? So we don't always want to see the bad guy, the drug dealer, the killer, we don't always need to see that. And so I love how you guys both play the strong characters. In season 4, well, what we've seen of it. But tell us what it is that you love about your character, and tell us also one thing that you've learned from your character that you now use in your life today. LisaRaye, we'll start with you.
Okay. I vicariously live through my characters because I do happen to play some badass characters. You know what I mean? She's tough girl, she manages to get through, but I think that's life. When we look back at our life and we struggled and we were in the place of, oh my God, how did I get here? How do I get out? We always rise. You know what I mean? That time passes and you learn from the mistake and get a lesson out of it, But I got to be honest and say, Alexis, she's so scandalous, Teal. I don't know if I want to take anything that she, I don't want to be that devious. You know what I mean?
Listen, I'm writing notes because I'm like, she got game.
I ain't so sure that the love that she has for Cameron, I know it's real, but to what depth? Because is it to the depth of what she's trying to get? Or is she just trying to get it all? Or is she really fallen into a place of she doesn't need any of that if she has the man? You know what I mean? Like, we don't really know what that is and how that's unfolding. You know what I mean? So, I do bring a little bit of who LisaRaye is to every character. I love the fact that Alexis is tough. And when I say tough, she's not a pushover. You've seen her, roll with Carissa. You know what I mean? You've seen the tussle of that. You know what I mean? You've seen the vulnerable side of her with the man. You've seen the love. You've seen her grow from when she first came to the house in this trench coat, to now she's just wearing swimsuits and she's like, I'm gonna make myself queen of this house. And so I'm gonna go ahead and dress like it, look like it, and act like it. You know what I mean? So for those reasons alone makes me have my confidence level even more, if it can, you know what I'm saying? At all, you know what I mean? But I think that the character period for me, it reminds me of playing like an old diva back in the day with Dynasty and Knox Landing and Dallas. And when you think about how they used to live their life, so I like the way that, Alexis is being received by the audience, which helps me check myself as the actor and say, well, whatever you bring into this character and your experiences and nuances that you bring, they're liking it and they're appreciating, and therefore there's a gratitude from my side as well.
And Lawrence, what about you?
I think about that, I would say with the character of Cameron, as opposed to Lawrence Hilton Jacobs, Larry Jacobs, Weasel Jacobs, my real name,
I didn't know
I would say that, well, yeah, Weasel, man from the corner, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't leave, does it? Yeah, what's up? I would say that the qualities of things in Cameron that are definitely in me is being of your word, being sincere, having integrity. That is me for real. I'm the most non-BS person on the planet. I just don't play that way. And I'd rather be honest. It's just a lot easier, and I'd rather be truthful. I mean, if you don't like me, don't like me. And I get it, and whatnot. But if you've got, some hard opinion about me, that's your holiday. I don't have to trip on that. So those kind of qualities, I want to bring into Cameron in his way. He's a little more quiet with it, how he approaches it. But there's a burning integrity in him, and he wants to keep things together that are right, out of love and out of sincere commitment. So those kind of flavors kind of go back and forth with Lawrence Hilton Jacobs, Cameron Sanders Jr. That's the through line. No matter what, you play any character, you're going to bring parts of your flavor into it no matter what. Yeah. And then you create on top of that, as Lisa said a bit earlier. So forth. And it is LisaRaye, right? I want to make sure I got the name right. Okay. So anyway, anyway, that's just us. You can tell I like her.
Absolutely. Now let's get into this cast. We got all-star cast, okay? Paula J. Parker was scaring me. I'm like, girl, wait a minute, Hold on, where you
But you
pulling from?
forget how brilliant she is and how long she's been around as well. You know what I mean? Because
Yes.
yeah, she went and got ghost for a minute and
Mhm.
said, I gotta go have a child, I'm getting married, I'm revamping my life and coming back. But she's
Mhm.
come back with a vengeance. And it makes us remember how deep she can get into a character, because when I see it too, it's like, girl, you better play crazy. Why don't you?
Girl, you better. Right, exactly. Yeah, I was like, oh, child, where'd you pull from to pull that off? But we got Paula J. Parker, we got Parker McKenna, we got Terrell Carter. That scene, Lawrence, with you and Terrell, I was like, bravo. And then when you, and I don't want to give too much away, but wait a minute.
Demetria,
the first episode, yeah, and Demetria, listen, she over there wrecking and running shop. I'm like, okay.
Oh, we got Brad James.
Brad James,
as
Keisha
well.
Knight Pulliam's husband. I mean, y'all all-star cast is, I think this is going to be the best season, right? I think, no matter what, every season is going to be the best, right? So season 1 was the best at its time, and then came season 2, 3, and now 4. In your opinions, what makes season 4 the best season, and why should people watch? LisaRaye, we'll go with you first.
You got to ante up, you know what I mean? You got to give the audience something more. And Dan, the writer, he does a great job at that, because I don't think I can think so twisted. I don't know what exactly has been going on in his life that makes him write like this, but I'm glad he does. But I will say this, it's fun doing it. Like, I will say this. There is something that we do in an episode that they had to bring a stunt double in for me, right? And even from Players Club, I'm used to doing my own stunts, so I'm all like, I'm ready.
I got this.
We don't need her. I got this. So I was like, show me, go and knock me up against the wall. Ooh, you know what I mean? And it's like, and we're breaking stuff and we doing all kind of stuff, and that's where you find the fun. And when I tell you, we did this scene, we probably had Lawrence, about 10 minutes to get this whole scene or whatever. And we just like, come on, you know what I'm saying? And just when you have that type of anxiety that's going on in you, you can use that as the character, you know what I mean? And you think to yourself, well, how is this gonna cut together? But when you see it, it's like, oh, I did that worked or whatever. So the twist in the story of how Cameron and I become more bound together, it makes you go, well, I didn't think that they can even get this close, but now I see why they closer. So let's see what's going to really happen and how they're going to pull this off. And I think that's the part that makes it a good story, because it makes you and allows you to hang on into the next episode or even the next season.
The next season, season 5, of course. Yeah.
and I'll just add to that, I'm just going to add to my wonderful sister, LisaRaye. What's happening in this next season is that Dan has really stepped up the involvement of the writing. He's as LisaRaye says, where he's coming from with this stuff is beyond deep, because sometimes I'm like, wow, what's his brother? He's been living, in his young life and so forth. But what has also happened with everyone in this, everybody's bringing their A+ games, the actors, everybody stepped up, because we came back now. This is our 4th chance doing it again. So everybody's really stepped up extra. If it's 100%, everybody's bringing 162% in their performances and their commitment. And part of that to me is because we all get along. It sounds corny, but we like each other. It's really sincere.
That's important.
Nobody's tripping at all. It's for an intense short time. In 15, 18 days, we're together and we're like this, doing it. And then we move on, and we just go back to our worlds and our lives. So the sincerity of that is just beyond fantastic and deep. That's what you will come out of it, in the performances of the actors. Nobody's taking it light. I'm paying myself a little compliment here, but even in the first episode that just came on, and at the very end, you see a cliffhanger with Stephanie's character, Paula Jai, which is in a loony bin place, and I talk about how great an actress she is, because she truly is, she's brilliant and whatnot. But I also had the opportunity to direct that scene with her, and she was just so, she was like a little actor. She said, like, well, what do you want me to do? And I said, well, let's try this, and it was just so complimentary. And she brought it, and we called in that quick of a moment, as a clip. So those are the things I look forward to down the line. I want to direct LisaRaye and more, because I had a couple of chances to do it. I want to just find the sweetness in her that I know is in her. And, a little early we did an interview, and I saw an emotional side of LisaRaye. I'm like, I want to show that. on the screen
I
somewhere.
love
You
it.
know, the
Don't be
sweetness of
trying
it.
to pull my personal.
I want a love scene. I want a love scene too. Love scene. Where's my love scene? I want to
Okay,
direct that.
that's me.
Five characters.
Okay.
I
You're gonna
love
make
it.
me go crazy. No.
I love it. I love it. So the series airs every Thursday on All Black. But before we get out of here, and I know we got to get out of here, I wanted to give both of you guys a chance to talk about some of the other projects that you're working on as well. And speaking of directing, LisaRaye, you had your directorial debut of the film Skinned. Let's talk about that, and then let's talk about some of the other things that you're doing as well.
Absolutely, you're right. My directorial debut was with a wonderful film called Skin, about the epidemic of skin bleaching, that happens with women of color, and wanting to be light. And where does that come from? So I found it interesting for a light-skinned Black woman to be the director of this that happens with dark-skinned women, you know what I mean? So it won a couple of awards. I sold it to TV One. We had some accolades happening in Africa. So it was a very good first for me. I am looking into directing more myself because my eye is different now. I've grown as well as an actress, as an entertainer. So I am looking more to, to do that. I have a show on BET called Family Business that we're in our 4th season of that as well. I am on Fox Soul talk show called Cocktails with Queens with Vivica Fox, Selena Johnson, and Claudia Jordan. And that's going well. We're in our 2nd season for that, celebrating that. I have a movie that was in theaters for Thanksgiving called For the Love of Money with Cat Williams and Carrie Hilson. And I have another film that's coming out for Valentine's Day called You Married That. And that's a romantic comedy that's going to be really funny and a different character for me. I go to Canada after this. I have a film that I'm doing called Greed, so I'm working, I do my vision board workshop, especially at the beginning of the year, time like this. I'm a fan of manifestation and the power of your words and the universe and just really energy, just period, I feel good. I look good.
You do.
I feel good. And I just want to spread that, just good energy and vibes right now. You know what I mean? I have become, with doing Cocktails with Queen, my opinion has been able to be circulated so much now. And I'm able to give some good advice. I'm able to give advice even when it's not warranted. You know what I mean? But it allows me to stay current and to see what's trending and talk about it and be instrumental in the growth of Black Hollywood and how we're perceived. So I'm in a place of being relevant. I'm in a place of gratitude and Thanksgiving and working, you know what I mean? The power of being tied to still being here. You know what I mean? And being able to make a difference and being able to build a fan base and being, liked. I have my social media that has like 7 million across my platform that makes me go, oh my God, like these many people are just invested in what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So it helps me check myself and make sure that, I'm doing the right thing. I got a grandbaby that's here under the roof with me that keeps me satisfied every day. So I'm vibrant. You know what I mean? I'm in this thing, you know what I mean? And I am older, I am mature. And I'm so glad that I am, because Lord have mercy, I would not want to be a millennial. So I embrace my age now, you know what I mean? Lord, that's a whole different story. But I'm glad that I am able to play an older characters now, because I had my time. You know what I mean? I came out as Diamond. I had my time. So now it's time for a whole nother bunch. But I think it's our obligation as being older to be able to be transparent enough to be able to walk as an example for them to look at, so they won't be doing too much, so much all the time. It's like, keep that in your back pocket, you know what I mean? And allow us to support you because you're doing something to be supported. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, that's me as a older actress that has been here doing it for 20 years.
Did we lose her? Because she was on the road.
Right.
She said a lot, y'all. She said she's booked. She's busy, she's growing, she's glowing, she's paid, she's manifesting, and she's helping us do it as well. So thank you, LisaRaye. for that. Now, Lawrence, let's go with you. What are some of the projects that you have coming up and that you're working on as well?
I got 2 applications in that Jack in the Box. I'm waiting to hear back so I can, see if I can be a cashier, and then I tried to get a job. Like, I'm messing. What I have going on, I'm going to do a movie. It's called Jasper. It's a movie that we're going to shoot in April in New Jersey. And it's a trilogy. It's 3 films, actually. And I play a district attorney. So I'm going to be very collegiate. But it's about a crazy serial killer. It's based on a true story. So we're going to be doing that. So I'm going to be back there for a while shooting that. We're prepping a movie called Lucky Valentine that I wrote that I'm also going to direct. It's an action movie. Okay. And so we're in the props. We got getting a couple of bucks to do that, which is going to be significant. And a hopeful movie that I want to do after that I've written and got the approval of. I wrote the life story on Al Sharpton. And I met with Al. I've known Al for a long time. And we've been talking about it. He likes the script and he's into, we had a nice meeting when I was in New York recently with him. And so that's a big one. And I'd like to do that. That's in the back, definitely the Lucky Valentine movie and the movie Jasper. The next thing's lined up for me. So that's what I'm gonna be doing.
I love that. That Al Sharpton project, is that a docuseries or is that a film or how are you guys?
It's a narrative film. It's a narrative film based on his life. I mean, when I was even researching, I read so many books and so much research to get this guy. I mean, he had 4 or 5 books. I read them all. I was on. I researched the depth, right, and I wrote it in a certain stylized type of way. Then I called Al up and sent it to him, and he loved it. He responded right away, and he was into it. And he was like, Al. I mean, I've known Al most of my life, but I see him every once in a while. But his relationship with us is almost like the guys from the block. And he said, "You're younger than me. This is our relationship. What's up, man? And you got that, brother. That's us." But he was into it. And recently, as I say, when I was in New York about 4 months ago, I met with him and with he and his lawyer, Michael Hardy, and he was sincerely with it. He had a couple of little things that he wanted me to make some adjustments on, which I didn't have a problem with. And so it's a sincere movie that I want to make about his life, who I just think is he's many things. He's controversial. He's a hero. People like him. They hate him. He's just an interesting guy. Yeah. And so I think it's a story that's worth telling. That's my take.
I think we'll receive that well as too. Us as the audience. I think it'll be well received. So wonderful. Welcome back, Miss LisaRaye.
I know I had to pop back in here because girl, I must have been preaching and teaching. It was like, wow.
Whoa. Yeah.
But you got the point. You understand where I was coming from.
I do. I think everybody understood where you was coming from. You over there glowing, you growing, you manifesting, you booked, you busy, you paid, you helping the next generation. Listen, we got you. Yes, and we love it.
All of that and blessed. Thank you, Father. Yes.
All that and blessed.
Okay.
So in closing, I just wanted to give you guys a chance to kind of drop your handles. Of course, LisaRaye, we know that 7 million people already know where you live, and we already know, how to find you and how to keep up with you in your next projects. But let us know your social handles and any other information that both of you would like to share. LisaRaye, we'll start with you.
Absolutely. Facebook, the official LisaRaye McCoy, and on Instagram, The Real L Ray, all day long. The Real L Ray 1. Because it's so funny. When I went to go get my own doggone name,
stolen.
Somebody else had it. And it was like, what and why? And so when I reached out to them to try to get my name and they wanted to play the shenanigans, I said, keep it, because I'm still who I am no matter what name I go under. So I went under who I got, and then boom, the fans came over to where you are. So don't be going for the shenanigans, people, when people got your name. I know we want to officially have our own name, which is crazy. They shouldn't even be able to do that.
Exactly.
We know how the world's being ran. So I don't expect nothing less. You know what I mean? They make us work for every doggone thing. So I'm up for the challenge. I'm at The Real L Ray 1.
All right, love it. And Lawrence.
With me, I've been working on trying to get I'm trying to get my pictures out of the post office. I got one like this, this with a number.
Don't do that.
I'm trying to do, I've been going around the country. I got most of them back, man. They haven't found me out yet. They call me Lawrence instead of Lawrence.
Oh Lord.
I'm not a social media guy, but I'm on all of the things. I'm on Facebook. I got a lot of followers on Instagram, and all that stuff. So those are the outlets for me, and I'm just hanging out, with my grandbabies and doing life. Lisa and I, we got grandkids. This is the deal. She got a grandkid. I got the kids, and just doing life. And so for me, so that's me. That's how you can find me. You can find me on any street corner selling hamburgers. Man.
Don't do that.
Oh, you can ham on the corner going to chicken and Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Roscoe. Okay. When
Go,
I come
baby,
to
one more
LA.
time. Come on with it.
I love it. And it has been an absolute pleasure speaking with both of you. Season 4, A House Divided, out right now. All Black. Make sure you guys tune in every Thursday, new episodes. Thank you guys so much for stopping by Rolling Out Star Studio. And I am your host, Portia Monique. Take care, guys.
Love you, appreciate Rolling Out. You guys are doing it big. You're allowing us to be able to have a platform. So keep doing the work that you guys are doing as well.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay.
You're welcome.
Talk soon.
All right.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.